All right, can I have a motion to open up June 11th, 2025, today's meeting of the Council on Aging, please?
So moved.
Second, anyone?
Second.
Wonderful, wonderful. So the minutes from our May 14th meeting was mailed to everybody. Hope everybody got a chance to review it. We don't have copies available right today, so hopefully you did. So I'll give you a minute to, if you have any questions about the minutes from the meeting or anything like to add, please let us know. Otherwise, I'll need a motion to approve the minutes from the May 14th, 2025 meeting.
I'll make the motion. I'll second.
All right. Any questions, anyone? Okay, great, great. All right, Patrice, report on bills.
So from our general fund, we had the gas for the van, we had the regular phone, and a couple of office supplies, and from the grant, we had the cell phone for the van, and I bought some new tablecloths, and our yoga classes. The Zumba we're still doing by video, but the mat yoga and the chair yoga, we have been able to have it, find 2 new teachers to come in to do that, so.
Good.
That was pretty much it, not a lot of spending going on.
Okay. Statistics?
Statistics, we have been super busy.
Good.
Yep. We had a nice fishing day with McKenna over at Wallen Lake on Friday, and the weather was gorgeous. We were so grateful because it was hot. Sorry. Get over there. There was a beautiful breeze coming out the water. Everybody had a great time. We had a nice free lunch for everybody, and the van was able to take people that wanted to go up there, and then bring them back and forth to the bathroom too, which was great because we were under the first pavilion.
Yeah,
because we were on the first pavilion and they were over at the second. So we've been super busy. Our 5,000 contest, I think, is going to happen in July.
Oh.
I put it in the newsletter on the Lucky 5,000 contest, and so I think it'll happen in July, and whoever the lucky person is that scans will get a prize.
Oh, wonderful.
Yes.
Wonderful. Good. Oh, I'm throwing pens. Watch it. That's my lefty.
Violent.
That's what lefties do. We just can't read our writing either, but that's all right. Any other events you want to speak of that are coming up, or?
So we have the Policeman's Barbecue on June 16th. We have 56 people signed up for that. And we're doing a hip-hop dance class on the 26th of June. We had a cultural grant. They had reached out to us and said that they had some grant funds they wanted to in, and that looks like it's going pretty well with the sign-up. So that should be fun. We're going to have lunch with that. And then we keep it kind of chill for the summer, but we have our movie and our lunch day. We did have the animal shelter come out a couple of weeks ago, and a lot of people have volunteered to be able to go, so we're going to do one Thursday a month from 1 to 2. Anybody who wants to go on the van, we'll do 6 people at a time, to go back and forth and snuggle with the kitties or read books to the dogs. And I spoke to the woman that was in charge, and she said that our center that they visited was the most successful with applications and was the most excited about it.
Oh,
nice.
So you have a lot of caring people in Douglas. And
that's nice to hear.
Yeah.
Hopefully
And my
we'll have-
daughter was going to go.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, I brought her the
Yeah.
paperwork,
Yeah.
and she is going.
Yep. So we are having on July 10th a 1970s presentation. We had the 60s last year. He comes out. He's very funny. He gives you all these fun facts and does a little trivia. And we're going to have lunch and a Sunday party with that. And then in August, the Sunshine Club is going to be sponsoring our game show day. He's great. He comes out, he does Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune. Unibank is going to sponsor free pizza. And we'll do ice cream or something for dessert. And then we'll still have our movie and our lunch days throughout August. But I keep the programs kind of down to a little bit of
Okay, good.
a minimum because of attendance.
Absolutely. So we have one open seat on the board. And where do we stand with that?
It's still open.
Still open.
Yep.
No applicants?
No applicants.
Okay.
Hopefully over the summer.
Yep.
Maybe we'll shake somebody down if anybody knows anybody who's a senior who wants to be on the board.
Okay. Yeah, please get the word out.
Yep.
And then Pam, Sunshine Club. What's going on?
Okay, last month we had a really successful program with opossums. And they came, it was a rehab and release center out of Connecticut. They came in, the couple were great. Good. They brought in a possum. They explained what they do. They explained the nature of it. Anyway, it was very well attended. We had 35 people, and everybody loved it. And so we'll look to do some more of those natural type programs in the future. We asked the woman if they had any other animals they could bring in. She goes, no, we just do possums. So maybe she's got contacts with other people. We'll pursue that. In July, we're doing a grandparent-grandkid event down here, the crafting with John Zerato. You stamp things with stamps he makes out of potatoes and carrots and things like that, and stamp totes, t-shirts, whatever they want to bring in. But we want the grandkids to come in. So that'll be in July. Then we're doing the Woo Sox ball game, and it's July 30th. It's a noontime game, so we've got 25 tickets. We have 17 people signed up so far.
Good.
So that should be fun. And the van is going to be used to help transport people up there. So
Great.
transportation will be helped that way. And August 1st, the senior picnic at Wallum Lake is reserved. And then in the middle of August, we want to try an evening bingo. We used to do them. Some of you may remember them. And we're going to try that again with ice cream sundaes. So that takes care of the summer.
Sounds like a great plan. Wonderful.
Yep.
Good, good. All right. Well, I'll open up the floor. Any other business anybody would want to bring up now? I just want to let you know Christine Furno is an excused absence. I forgot to tell you at the beginning of the meeting. So anything else anyone would like to bring up today?
You mentioned about the game. Is that here or somewhere else?
Which game? The ball game?
No, you said about a game day.
Oh, I think that
Bingo.
Bingo night,
Bingo.
yeah.
Oh, game day is here, you're talking
Yeah.
about.
Right.
Right,
Yeah.
at daytime, and
Oh.
ours going to be evening, early evening.
Oh yeah, but the bingo, but the
Right.
game, yeah.
All right,
Game day will be here, it's a lot of fun.
right.
We had a good time last
Right.
year, he's very witty.
Yes.
And we'll try to get the van available for that evening.
Yep.
Patrice is going to work on that and see if we can get that. Because some people who don't want to drive, we don't want to prevent them from coming for the evening bingo. Now that bingo is popular again,
Oh, gosh.
we don't want to prevent them from coming.
It's very popular, and a lot of them are non-drivers that come from Middlebrook, and they definitely would come over at night.
Oh right, that's
Yeah.
true.
Well, it's ice cream too.
Yeah, it's-
what is it? Then you need the bingo. Just bring it for that. That's how it works around here.
I will be starting next Wednesday with the postmaster, cleaning out the attic. Adam is gonna send some of the highway guys down to collect some junk that's been stored up there since before COVID, and the post office has a lot of stuff up there too, because we're inundated, we have no storage.
Yes.
So,
That's good that you can do that up there.
yep, between the Sunshine Club and maybe some grant money, we'll be getting some shelving up
Yep.
there, and so that's gonna start next week, so we're excited about that, so hopefully by July sometime, we'll be organized. And I wanted to chat about Eldebus for a minute, because I'm gonna put it in our newsletter. I didn't realize their policy, and I received a call from the police last Thursday. One of the patrons that was on the bus had a doctor's appointment that ran a couple minutes late. Her appointment was at 1:30. She didn't get in to see the doctor until like 10 or 2. Eldebus stops driving at 2:15. So she was left there.
Oh, no.
So, in Worcester. And
How does that work?
She lives here, so thankfully she had a phone and called over to a friend who managed to get her an Uber and get her back home. But it was eye-opening that they would do that. And if I had a 90-year-old there in that hot day on Thursday, how are we getting them home? If they didn't have a cell phone.
So is,
Yeah.
is that a strict cutoff for them?
So yes, so I called over to, I saw McKenna on Friday and I chatted with him. I called over to Eldebus and I did talk to one of the supervisors over there that said, now this woman is saying that she was outside at 7 minutes past 2 and she called and the driver gives them 5 minutes, 10 minutes wait and then they move on. And they were rude to her and said that they had sent their driver home. And so she said, I was watching the time on my phone because I know this has happened to me before. So I'm going to put it in their section in our newsletter that said, be mindful when you're making your appointments, this is their policy.
Yeah.
And we don't go to Worcester. So as soon as the police called, I'm like, well, it's not our bus, because our bus doesn't go to Worcester, it must be Eldebus. So I felt really bad. So over the weekend,
That's
I
awful.
communicated with
Yeah,
the
it
woman.
is.
And
It
it is, but
terrible.
now you have to look at it on both sides, right?
Yeah.
So it is a public bus, it's not private like ours. They have rules and they enforce their
Yeah.
rules. They have a
Yeah.
lot of ridership. So if they have 30 rides in a day as opposed to our 15, and we're only going local and it's more customer service
Yeah.
based because
They
it's
have a
our
tight
employee,
schedule.
they have to,
Yeah.
they have to move
It's too
on.
bad she didn't know or she wasn't mentioned to her, you know?
Right, that's what I'm saying, so I
And
think.
that's what
I'm-
you'll do,
I'm
Patrice.
gonna
You'll
make it-
educate everybody.
I'm gonna make
Yeah.
it more aware and like some highlighting in the newsletter because I felt so bad and I thought, wow, it was really hot and thank God she had somebody
Yeah.
that she could actually call. If a 90-year-old's there, they might not even remember our phone number of somebody. You know,
Yeah.
we're also fixated on our little books and our,
Yeah.
so.
Right.
But I did talk to them and I spoke to the woman and I did speak to her friend. And it is their policy and it's like zero tolerance. They will not wait.
Okay.
Wow.
Making appointments, if you're going into Worcester, you should probably make them earlier in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, make your doctor's
Because
appointment earlier.
if you get, it happens to me too, you get a 1:30
Yeah.
appointment, you might not get in till 10 or 2.
Yeah.
And you never know when you go to the
You don't.
doctor's office,
No.
how
Might
long
not
you're
get
gonna
into
have to
2:30.
wait.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
I
never
mean,
know how
you know,
long
we
you're
can
gonna
kind of
have to wait.
accommodate, you know, because then you're like, oh, well, I'm gonna be late. Okay,
Yeah.
just as long as we know, well, you'll be picked up when you're picked up. We're not gonna leave anybody behind, you know, but we are able to do that. But we're not gonna go to Worcester because there's already a free service going there. So, but
right.
anyway, I'll be mindful of that and I will put it in the newsletter for the fall.
Thank you. Okay. Any other business anybody like to bring up?
I have one question. The Senior of the Month program that you put me in charge of, is it okay for me to, if I form a committee for this, because I don't know all the seniors in town, of course, I would not be the person to be able to do this by myself. Does the committee have to come from our board, or can I reach out to other people in the community?
I would say if you're gonna have a little committee, you can probably, it's like the Sunshine Club, you can have your own
Okay,
little members and then we can bring your findings to the board, do you think?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely
Yeah.
fine.
perfect. All right.
Good. Anything else? Okay, well, it's customary that we usually don't meet in July and August, so the next meeting will be in September, correct? So if everybody wants
Unless
to.
something really,
Unless something comes up,
Comes
yeah.
up.
Yeah.
like we're gonna be building a new senior center or something exciting, you know?
Yeah, keep dreaming, kid.
Wouldn't that be nice?
I actually spoke to somebody at the dentist office while I was waiting for the van, who said that she came into the center once years and years ago, and she was afraid to come back because it was so dark and not very welcoming. And I said, "When's the last?" Oh, it's been years. I said, "You need to come back. You need to come." I'm like, "It's all been painted. It's completely the whole vibe is different. You have to."
Yeah.
So she told me she's going somewhere for 6 weeks, but she's gonna check it out when she comes back. She needs to exercise her back because she just had surgery. I'm like, well, I'll be in exercise class. You should come.
Very good.
Perfect.
So we'll see.
That was pre-me then.
That had to be
It was.
before you.
Yeah, it definitely was.
10th?
10th. September 10th at 9 a.m., everybody? Will that work?
Okay.
Okay.
How are things going out here with traffic and,
In speeding?
It's a little
Yeah,
slower
speeding.
now that they have Depot Street backed off because nobody will let you out and they're all stopped at the.
yeah, right,
So-
yeah, but I didn't know if you had any kind of updates on how this is going with people. I mean, school's almost out, so that traffic
Thankfully.
will get a little.
Yeah.
Thankfully, yeah, it's brutal getting out of here at any time of the day now. It used to just be during the school rush,
No,
you know, or in the morning or whatever.
right.
Now it doesn't matter what time of the day it is. It could be 10:15 and for no
Oh,
reason
yeah.
you got traffic going up and down.
We
the
Yeah.
have that every day,
I know.
365
Every time we leave our
days a year.
street,
Yeah.
You can sit there
actually,
for
it's
5 minutes
horrible.
before you can get out.
you.
And the traffic
They don't
goes
stop.
so fast.
Yeah.
It is unbelievable
Yeah.
how fast those trailer trucks
Yeah, you gotta
go.
make sure there's a good distance
Oh,
between
yeah.
the next car that's
Yeah.
gonna come
And
by.
I
us.
noticed this morning, besides the guy's bushes that are a problem, the telephone pole that's at the end
There's
of the street
yes, you have to pull down a little
blocks the
further
view
to
from
see.
the. So you
around that
really,
pole.
you have to ease yourself out onto the road.
I mean, the only thing I could suggest is probably either reaching out to the police chief or there's got to be one of the boards in town must do something
The
about
only
traffic.
thing I could see that
Is there
would
one?
really work
It's
for
dangerous. I would
cars
think
is
just the
if they
bushes
put a
themselves, if
traffic
they're
light
impeding
there
their
with a
view, they would be able
sensor
to do
on
something
our
about
street.
Right.
So if we went over that sensor, the light would
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
turn red for the other
It's really
ways
just
and
a
we could
volume
get out.
thing.
It is
I mean,
scary,
And speed.
isn't it?
And
Jane?
speed.
Yeah,
It is
I-
absolutely
Yeah.
scary,
Yeah.
especially, you know, for somebody me, I'm elderly. It's frightening.
It's tough pulling out anywhere on Main Street, but
Yes,
I will contact Adam after the meeting and see
Okay.
about the whole tree thing.
Yeah, the bushes, I think we.
And I'll look into who's in charge of, like, there's gotta be one of these boards of commissioners that's in charge
Absolutely,
of traffic
yeah.
of some sort.
Yeah.
And
And
the
I'm-
flashing, I don't know why that
But it's on
flashing
private property,
25 mile an
versus on
hour
private
thing doesn't work all the time.
No,
But even
get
if it's
permission to
on,
trim
They don't pay any
don't
attention.
pay
They
attention.
They need to
probably
get a
solar.
cop out there again,
Yeah.
like they did at one
It's
It's
only
time.
been
really,
so
it's
long.
They had
really
somebody out
scary.
there just
And
in
then,
that late
you know,
afternoon
when
for the
Gene and I
job.
have to
The
turn
police
up our
chief.
street,
I would.
we have to come to almost a dead stop. And if there's somebody riding
Yeah.
this far from your car, you know, it's just really dangerous.
Pam, you
It
have
really
something?
is.
Years ago, there used to be a policeman at school dismissal
The
time
chief.
Who would
Chief
sit
Foley.
over there.
Chief Foley, yeah.
But you know, it might not be a bad idea to have somebody there for a school dismissal to help direct traffic and let them exit here.
It did work well when he was doing that.
Yeah,
I
and
remember
it
back in the
would
day. I mean, there
help.
wasn't much volume, but it did work well.
Yeah, so maybe next school year they could consider having someone out there during that half hour.
It is, it's tough because they're flying down the hill, they're flying up the hill. You're almost getting pegged when you're parked, waiting to leave. They're
And if
flying in so
anybody's
fast, it's
parked
very
along the
narrow.
street,
Yeah.
you can't see oncoming
No,
traffic.
no, you
can't.
You know, and you pull out and then.
Yeah, if they're at the
you know,
dentist.
It would, for everybody's sake, and kids crossing the street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the
And even-
guy on our corner, their shrubbery is so high.
Yeah, I'm gonna
And they
address that
just
one.
keep going higher and higher.
And it's, when they're trimming it, it's like this, so
Yes.
part of it is leaning out into the sidewalk.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, so I'll chat with the police chief. I have a meeting today. I'm gonna see him today.
Good.
And I will chat with Adam about all of that.
Yeah, I mean, even if they trimmed them down, they don't have to take them
Right, of
out.
course, of course.
It's because they're so high.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
And it was, I kind of laughed last Christmas time because they had nice decorations out on their lawn, but no one could see them.
But you can't see them.
Because the bushes are too high.
Hedgerow, yeah. Yeah. All right.
The other thing too is that the stop, you know, the slow sign that had that.
Yeah.
Like,
Nobody.
nobody
It
pays
doesn't,
attention.
no,
Because I've been behind people just,
Flying on by.
They never do the speed limit on Main Street.
no,
and that
No.
says 35 and the thing is flashing away and,
Yeah.
you
yeah.
know.
And the
just keep-
trucks are the worst, the
trucks.
trailer trucks.
We do have a lot of trucks.
And somebody mentioned last time that, you know they have to start going up that hill near Franklin Street. So they're gunning it so they can make it up that hill. And it's deadly coming out of there, it really is. It's scary.
Okay. Any other business? Then can we get a motion to adjourn today's meeting?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Wonderful. Everybody have a great day.